What's up, guys? So, yeah. Alright. E1's turns over. Now it's time for the fit. I spent all day cleaning this thing up in preparation for the mods that we are doing today. It's the best it's looked in a long time. I haven't even washed it in probably 3 months. Sorry. It looks good right now. So you got the outside all cleaned up, wiped down the bay, cleaned the ramps. But the main thing, this car was disgusting in here. It is fully cleaned out, extracted the carpets, the passenger seat, everything. Thing looks great. So, you might be wondering why the seat's out. That's because it's time for that. You also might be saying, Jesus, this seat is absolutely disgusting. Even got a nice little handprint over here. But we're going to take care of that thanks to this little thing that I decided to buy at Lowe's today just for this. Shout out Lowe's. As well as this beautiful thing of steering wheel. So, we've got all these boxes over here. So, let me open these up and show you what's inside. What the No way. Dude, these are Japanese newspapers. What? Can y'all see this? What on earth? Wow. Nice. Anyways. This is a seat bracket specifically for a fit to directly bolt up to an sr3 Recaro. Now, I've seen a lot of people use like the planer brackets and drill their own holes and everything else, but I hate dealing with seats and seat brackets, and I wanted to find like the easiest bolt up solution. I just found this random Japanese company that made this bracket on eBay. I'll link it, I guess, if you guys are interested in that. But let's look at it. This is just extremely entertaining for whatever reason. Anyways, here it is. Initial thoughts, it looks pretty, like a pretty well-made piece. Got our hardware and stuff right here. I can't remember what brand this thing was. I've never heard of it before. Does it say anywhere? It said it on the listing, but yeah. Really hoping that this fits as well as it should. It should just directly bolt up to this seat. Okay, next package. Only one of these things in this box is for the fit, actually. This is a like shift boot delete bracket for the M1. That looks nice. This is the first time I've ever ordered stuff from Circuit Hero. I've always wanted to get a couple of their things just because it seemed like really nice quality. This, just the main event right here, bro. This is our very nice hub for the wheel for the fit, and it's even got a cutout for our wires for the SRS and the horn and all that stuff. Fun fact, this also will bolt up to an EK. They're the exact same hub. This is just a yeah, spark plug cover. Cool aluminum dimpled. Give it some nice touch in the engine bay. Honestly, I didn't realize that it was like as raw looking as it is. I might honestly try to like polish this up to get like a lot of the fine like scratches out of it. Was it worth $100? No. Anyways, this isn't all that exciting of a package, but I will show you why we need this. I had to order one of these from like Thailand. The first one I tried to order from the UK, I got canceled because they were sold out. This is a replacement webbing for the bottom of the Recaro. So I'll show you in a minute. On the bottom of that seat, the webbing actually split on the rubber down through there. Honestly, it's pretty common with the older Recaro seats for that to happen over time. And then the cushion that you sit on just basically falls down, and you end up sitting a little lower, which you might like that, you might not. But last but not least, only the best floor mats ever made, and the floor mats that I put in every single one of my cars. I think that's the passenger. Anyways, P2M floor mats, the best of the best, of course. I am still waiting on a couple things I ordered from Seb's Garage. If you don't know who that is, he's the GOAT for making all kinds of cool stuff for these cars. So I ordered a dead pedal because these cars don't have dead pedals. I ordered a shift boot delete because stock rubber boot looks like crumpled up foreskin. And and the cruise control bracket, so I can retain cruise control with the aftermarket wheel. Usually I wouldn't care too much about that stuff, but this car is my daily, and there's no point in taking it out when it's easy enough to keep around. So I'm gonna get the Recaro flipped over and show you the webbing on the bottom. We get the old bracket off and put the new webbing on, and then clean it, and then try to assemble that bracket, the new bracket on, and hopefully fits well. But yeah, let's do it. So yeah, you can kind of see it's a little screwed up. And I may or may not have tried to zip tie this many years ago, and then I didn't worry about it because I didn't want to deal with it. But thankfully the foam, it's not actually all the way split right here. It's still good. Kind of push that back up into place where it needs to be. Very nice. But yeah, it basically just clip in over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to maneuver this bracket off, and then we'll start dealing with this. This is a pain. This is a pain in my ass. Listen, looks simple, right? You just take the old one off, and you know, pull on the clips. I've been fighting. I've got one left, but I've been trying to do this for at least half an hour. And you know, being smart and all, I've watched videos on how to replace this, and they specifically talk about taking a heat gun to the rubbers pieces to allow it to stretch. And I've been going back and forth with a heat gun. I mean, obviously I'm trying not to get it too hot, I guess, but I've got one left, so we're almost there. Just took the bracket inside the car, sat it in there, made sure it was gonna fit, and then I paired it up to the seat. This has got to be the easiest seat install ever. All the holes are accessible for the bottom mount. This is, yeah, this made me happy after fighting with this for so long. I need to rob the seatbelt off of the stock seat, and I guess the wire for it to connect into the floor of the car. And then we'll get to cleaning. So I got this all together. It's pretty easy and straightforward. I just figured I would show you guys in case you do this. A couple of little things. So for the bolt for the seatbelt buckle, it comes with in stock form off the factory fit seat on, let me see, on this side in between the bracket on the rail. There is a tiny little like plastic washer, and then there are two of these crush washers. When you put the bolt in, there was a little bit of slack in between the bolt and the seatbelt receptacle tab here. So I had to throw a washer in on the bolt side and then take one of the crush washers out to allow the bolt to be long enough to, like, you know, start threading in and stuff. And then they supplied these Allens, zinc plated Allens. I just went ahead and used them. They're all easy to get to except for this top one, because it kind of sits under the bracket. So instead I just reused a tin that came off the factory bracket. You can use all the tins if you want. It's really up for you to decide. And then I was gonna try to use this clip and jam it in this hole, but I cannot get it. It's way too tight. It'll sort of stay, but I'm not too worried about it. So let's get to cleaning and get this in the car. I'm extremely excited for this. I did a test sit a minute ago. It feels miles better than that. Well, this is a bit time consuming, obviously, but we basically went from something like that, did the center, to this. Of course, it's a little wet, so the color will come back out once it's fully dry, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm just gonna cut and then finish the whole seat. All right, after a million years later, this is what we got. This thing looks so good in here. And top it off, P2M mats, and in the back. Man, can't beat a red Recaro and a white Honda. We've got one more thing left to do that I'm gonna tackle in this video, so let's try to get to that. All right, so we got the old wheel off. Like I said, I am waiting for my cruise control bracket, and then I'll take the whole assembly out of the factory wheel and the connector for the horn. For now, I might have to order another resistor. The hub came with one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to have two, so we don't have an airbag light for now, but that's okay. Here's all the water from the fit. If you guys wanted a little ASMR pour here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Well, let's get a final look of everything going on here. Man, looks so good in here. Especially with the floor mats. I'm telling you, I put these floor mats in literally every single car around. because it just looks way too good. Not only does it look great for one, now it feels like I'm not driving a minivan. It's I don't know, it's a decent amount lower. It's definitely noticeable. It's way more comfortable of a position for one. Yeah. Well, I probably won't make a video of the dead pedal and some of the other little things that come in. Really worth making a video about. So I'm sure there'll be something else come up in the next video, and I'll just kind of add them in there, show you guys whenever they do come in. So thanks for watching, y'all. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, go buy a Recaro for your Honda Fit.